Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel. Hello guys and welcome to this month's challenge video. This month the challenge video, as chosen and highly requested by you guys, is the style challenge. And the whole idea with this is you take your current style that you have and draw your own character, or maybe a fan drawn character, that's absolutely fine, and redraw them in a show or a piece of animation or a piece of illustration style. So for me in particular, I've chosen some of my favourite animation shows. I chose Steven Universe, Studio Ghibli, Disney, Star Wars: Force of Evil, Adventure Time. I also chose Pokemon and Sailor Moon. I feel like these styles are very influential to not only me, I feel like they're probably quite influential to a lot of different people. But these shows stick in my mind a lot at the moment just because I'm really inspired by them. I think if I was to do this challenge again, I'd probably redo a style challenge, but with doing my favourite illustration inspirations, or maybe, I don't know, maybe some artists that I follow and love that maybe you guys would like to see. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you do have a challenge video that you would like me to try out, let me know in the comments down below. I've done quite a lot of challenge videos and I tend to do challenge videos every single month because I think they're fun to do. So if you do have a good suggestion, let me know down below. I would really love your suggestions. So, style challenge. This wasn't the easiest challenge, and I suppose challenges are there to challenge you at the end of the day. They're there to for you to try out and do something that you wouldn't normally do. And I've been practicing and honing my personal style for quite a while, and I still think that my style's got quite a ways to go and still a lot for me to try out and do what I need to do and this, that and the other. But it's quite difficult for me to draw in someone else's style because that's not what I want. I want my style to be recognisable as me. It's personally, it's my work. I want you to be able to look at it and go, oh, that's such a body's work. And I really did struggle with this because I haven't drawn in these styles before. It's not me, it's not what I do, but it was fun to do nevertheless because it's a good way to practice and hone your skills. If you are looking to be an animator or work for an animation department, even though you may have your own individual style, they will look for you to not recreate someone's style, but more accurately draw that person's style as possible. So for example, if you wanted to work for example for Disney, if you're working under someone else's, you'll be expected to draw the same character over and over again, and you'll be expected to keep to that character sheet because they want it to look as similar to the original design as much as possible. So if you are looking to go into that, that is absolutely perfect. Same if you're going to do work for someone else's comic. So for example, if you were to work for Marvel, not only would they expect you to put your own flavour into it, but that character needs to be recognisable as that character. So there are parts in the industries which you are expected to not recreate someone's style, but more or less work among someone else's work, kind of. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So it's quite difficult for me to say draw in someone else's style because that's not what I do. I like to draw my own things, but it's a really good exercise. And for those who are wondering, like, practicing drawing in someone else's style can be really good for just working on your sketchbook or anything like that. You're not claiming it to be your style, but it can be good for you if you're wanting to see whether or not it would work for you. Yes, we have lots of different styles, and I find that quite a few styles tend to be reminiscent of others, and we are influenced by many other things. Personally, I feel like I'm much more inspired by Art Nouveau than I am anime these days. So it was quite fun for me to go back and try and touch my anime roots, because when I first started drawing, I would literally just draw all the characters from all my favourite TV shows, and now I don't do that anymore because I would like to draw the characters but recreate them in my own style. So it was fun for me to draw my character and try and recreate it in other people's style. Some of them I think really aren't successful. I felt like I liked the Sailor Moon one, but it didn't look very Sailor Moon. I think the Pokemon one is reminiscent of Pokemon. The Adventure Time one isn't very successful. I like the Starburst the Force of Evil one, but I don't think that's as successful. I really like the Steven Universe one. I think I did an okay job with that. But the Studio Ghibli and Disney, I really think I failed in all that complete department there. I don't think the Studio Ghibli looks like Studio Ghibli, and I don't think the Disney one looks like a Disney character. But I tried, and you know what? I had an awful lot of fun. And I genuinely do think that this would be fun to try and get a character and draw them in a different show style. It'd be fun for you to see what that character would look like in that universe, and I would like you guys to probably try it too. It's a fun portfolio exercise. It's good for you to try out different things every now and again, and even if it's not your style, sometimes it's good to break out of the box and try something different. I think we all get ourselves stuck in a box of we have to make our own style, it has to be reminiscent of us, it has to be this, it has to be that, without realizing that sometimes it's good to practice something that you wouldn't normally do. So what am I using here? I am using Faber-Castell mixed media paper. I'm also using my Unipin fine liners. For the sketching process that you saw, I just used a standard HB pencil and then put on top some WH Smith pencil. I tend to do a rough sketch, then a clean sketch, and then build up on top. I like that sort of roughness. I think it adds a lot more texture to a piece, and I think it also makes it look kind of, you know, when you saw like super old Disney films where they still had like the sketchy process to it. I really like that style. I also really like clean lines as well, but I also like scratchiness sometimes and uncleanliness. I think if I was to do this challenge again and I was to redo it, I'd probably have to try it digitally more than traditionally. I kept making mistakes, particularly like I shouldn't have used such a harsh colour for the sketching, so that when I was putting colours down it would have been a nice flat colour, because a lot of these are flat colour, they don't have shading to them at all, and that was really difficult for me to not go in and do shading, because I like to build up an illustration and give it texture and this, that, and the other, and I couldn't do that with half of these, and I was getting really frustrated with it. So I'm using the Faber-Castell mixed media paper. I'm using my Winsor & Newton Lecture Set Pro markers. They are the same brand, it was just rebranded a while ago. And I believe I use a little bit of my white gel pen as well. I did end up building on top of my standard illustration, which is my personal piece, with a bit of WH Smith pencil, just to give it a bit of texture, as it's one of my favourite things to do. It's quite hard to lay down a complete flat colour, especially in an area that's quite small. I couldn't build up the layers the way I wanted to, which is why I think if I was to go back and do this challenge again, I would really love to do it digitally. At this current moment in time, I don't have the facilities to be able to do digital artwork, and it would be nice to try it again. Okay, so this was mentioned in my last video and I thought I'd bring it up. There is a little bit of flickering that's happening on my camera and I do not understand where it's coming from. I have two daylight bulbs either side of my desk to try and balance out the light source as much as I can, and I've even changed the settings on my camera to try and prevent this, and for some reason there is a little bit of flickering. I am really apologetic for this. It is something I'm trying to fix. It's not something I can really see until like I start editing the video, so I'll try and fix that as much as I can for the next video. I do apologize guys, it's a little bit out of my control. I've only got limited resources and I'm trying to fix that for you because I know it can be a little bit uncomfortable to see in the videos. So the thing that I found was easier to draw him on than anything was Prickles. Prickles was, he just really translates easy enough to different animation styles, because he is quite a rounded character. He has much more simpler shapes. He's easier to replicate in different cartoonish styles just because that's what he is. He is just literally balls. His head is a giant ball with triangles stuck on top, and then his body shape is just round and his legs a little bit stubby, so he is much easier to translate, whereas I think Marie is much harder to translate because she's humanized, and when you when you've gotten in your mind so a particular way to draw, it is hard to push yourself out of that. And that goes for anything that you draw. And that's why I think it is always good practice to try something new. And it is something that I really do believe in. I really want to get back into using my sketchbook at the moment, just so I can do loads of different things and practice. But at the moment, I've just not had enough time to be able to do all the stuff that I need to, which is unfortunate, really. So the little skip that you've seen there, I ended up cutting the characters out of the piece of paper. The whole idea was for me to use these almost like trading cards so that you could see them all together. So if I was to go and do this challenge again and do it in different styles, I would always have the trading cards to refer back to, and then you could see them all together, which I thought would be a fun way to approach this challenge, really. I don't know. I did want to do originally like a full body shot, but I did not think I'd have time to do every single, didn't think I'd have time to do 8 singular pieces, so I thought it would be more fun to do like trading card style ones. As for challenge videos, is there anything in particular that you would like me to do? I have done many challenge videos across this channel for the entire time I've had it now. I think it's coming to 2.5 years, so there's been a lot of challenge videos. So if there is one in particular that you have seen that you would like me to try out, let me know in the comment section down below. I really would appreciate it. I hope you guys do enjoy me doing something that I wouldn't normally do, because sometimes I find it's good to branch out and not do something, and do something that you wouldn't normally try out, really. I think it's always fun. It helps broaden your horizons and help you have fun with it as well. I really did like the Sailor Moon one, even though it doesn't look like Sailor Moon. So this is all of them. I'm going to go through them for you now. So this is my original style. I was really happy with the way that one turned out. And then this next one is Sailor Moon style. It's okay, but I don't think it looks Sailor Moon enough. This one's the Pokemon style. I tried to replicate the Pokemon drawing style where they have like the purple shading. I don't think I was as successful. Adventure Time, it really does not look like Adventure Time, I will admit. This next one is the Disney one. I don't think that represents Disney, and that's the Studio Ghibli. I'm really not happy with that one. I love the Steven Universe one, and I really do love the Starburst the Forces of Evil one. But I still think that I prefer my style the most, just because I enjoy drawing it in that way. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what challenges you'd like me to see me do next, or whether or not you want me to do this style challenge, and what you'd recommend me to try and draw. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and as always folks, stay creative.